hope you're glad with what you've done to me. I lay in bed all day long, feeling melancholy. You left me here all alone, tears running constantly. Oh, somebody kill me, please! Somebody kill me, please! I'm on my knees! Pretty, pretty, please! Kill me! I want to die!
Please don't make me do it. Please, I can't do it. Fine. Fine. But if I have to review this movie, I'm drinking. Yeah, no, not like all the other episodes. I'm drinking this time. Bad. It's just too bad of a movie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Almost. Nope, I can still feel. Welcome, kaiju fans, to another episode. There will be no costumes. There will be no cute drink introductions today, because I'm a sad Kaijuologist today. Today I have seen possibly the bottom barrel of the genre that means so much to me. Today I'm going to be offering you a review for the film. I use that term in the loosest way possible. The film Gamera versus Zigra, 1971, Daiei's final gasp for air before this company went bankrupt. And it's not much of a gasp, folks. This is rough. This is an hour and a half of my life that I kind of wish I could get back. Now I want to preface this, because I know what some people are thinking. Well, it's a Gamera Showa film. What were you expecting? I don't hate the Gamera Showa series. They're not all terrible. They can be fun. They can be campy. They can be delightful in their own completely absurd way. Because they don't have the budgets Toho does, and they don't have the dedication to realism Toho does. A lot of times you get to see some really fantastic, crazy, utterly crazy, completely preposterous monster action, but it's fun seeing what they will try and pull off, and it's fun sometimes seeing a company with such a small budget and some of the tricks they use to create their illusions. There are some films in this early Showa series that I actually have some respect for what they were able to achieve and pull off. That said, Gamera versus Zigra. Okay, so maybe let's start with the good, because that's going to take us about 30 seconds. Zigra has a nice design. The idea of an alien shark is a fun one. The prop they use for Zigra when it's flying around and underwater, it's well done-ish. Yeah, okay, so let's get to the bad. The plot is beyond asinine and is actually multiple times contradicting itself. Even Zigra, who is a space alien shark who lives in a ship even though he lives underwater. Well, he initially states that he needs to feed off the Earth population. He's causing earthquakes to scare the people into submission. But then after his ship gets blown up, he's just pissed and he says he's going to kill everyone, which means he's going to starve. I guess, because without his ship, where's he going? He's scared of the light. He can't even go outside the water, apparently. It's a pretty miserable setup. And what's even stranger is that Zigra communicates directly with the Earth people. Some sort of dolphin sonar thing that goes out, and suddenly on every radio and every television, we hear Zigra threatening everybody. Yeah, oh god, oh my god, this movie. So it's a Gamera film. Of course, we have two little kids who are just beyond annoying. They are the definition of idiots. I think the one is Kenny, and the little girl is Helen. God, it's bad. Kenny is at least, I guess, adorable and goofy for a little boy actor in Gamera, and you can tell he's trying. The little girl who's playing Helen has the face and body language that says very specifically to me that, you know, Mommy told me to stand here and say this, and then I get a pudding pop. She at no point seems remotely concerned or terrified of anything, and she almost gets fed to an orca whale. She almost drowns in a submarine. She gets put under like some sort of weird hypnosis spell. I'm trying, you guys. I'm really trying here. What else? Gamera. Let's talk about poor Gamera. Gamera shows up with no... he's not provoked at all. There's no monster attacking. I guess it could be that he knows the ship is underwater, and that's why he shows up. But he fails to do anything about the ship. He doesn't save people from getting abducted. Even more baffling is that they abduct the two marine biologists and their kids. Zigra informs them that they want the marine biologists to communicate to humanity for them, except that his weird space chick does all the communication for him. She says everything that needs to be said. Everyone in the world hears it. And then when the two little kids escape, Zigra says you have to go kill those two little kids because they know too much. Except that they know absolutely everything that everyone on Earth knows about this monster. Literally, the whole conversation is broadcast to the world. There is no secret these kids know that not everyone who's listened to Zigra's weird podcast radio station thing isn't aware of. So it's a completely empty, pointless plot detour that we have this poor actress chasing these kids through SeaWorld and then trying to shove them into a shark or whale tank. Boy, yeah, you want to know how to break people from alien hypnosis? You get a giant military walkie-talkie and you scream, "Ah!" into it. That is a plot point. That is what this film offers up as a plot point. Other plot points include about 5 minutes of a hotel manager and a dude who feeds animals at SeaWorld arguing over who's going to get the fish. We have, oh, by the way, that same dude who feeds the fish, he also sees the kids being chased by the alien, does nothing, even asks the mom if somebody was supposed to be looking after the kids, and when the mom says, "No, I don't know who my kids are with," he goes, "Oh, I get it." And you think for a moment someone's about to be smart, and they're gonna, like, go find the alien. No, suddenly he has this epiphany that we have a blind dolphin at SeaWorld, and it doesn't run into the walls, so that must be, like, what Zigra does when it hypnotizes people, is dolphin sonar. Oh my god, it hurts. Like, the movie just hurts me. Zigra, I guess it's interesting to have a kaiju that actually does, like, talk directly to people and threaten them, but Zigra is annoying. He's a pompous little jerk mouth shithead. Nobody likes Zigra. You want him dead. I don't know, you guys. Like, I could keep going into this plot, but I was trying to take notes watching this movie, and I just gave up like about 40 minutes in. I was like, this is... You literally have characters just saying stuff just to fill up space. They throw out plot points and details that go nowhere. There's a whole plot point of trying to get the two marine biologists awakened from the dolphin coma trance they're in, which they do because they think these two scientists have information, and they don't. They don't. They save the poor space girl who's under the spell of Zigra. She was on a moon base, which got attacked by Zigra, and then she's basically like a Sailor Moon villain for the whole movie. Except then they wake her up, and she also doesn't know anything. She can't remember anything, so she's now useless for the most part too. Um, Zigra is here because apparently Earth has polluted other planets' oceans. Zigra is from the planet Zigra, by the way. Just in case you were wondering what planet Zigra is from, it's from the planet Zigra, and apparently we have already polluted Zigra, so he comes to our oceans because they're not polluted. So this film, I think, I forget if it came out a year before or the same year as Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Uh, this movie will make you weep and cry and beg to be at the altar of the Smog Monster again. That movie looks beyond sophisticated in its environmental message as compared to the bizarre, ham-fisted, completely forced commentary that just pops in and out of nowhere. I mean, right after Gamera defeats Zigra and saves the world from annihilation, there's no like happy, let's go have a drink moment. The two marine biologist dads immediately go into a diatribe about Gamera taught us to take care of the ocean today. Gamera didn't give a fuck about the ocean. If anyone was talking about the oceans and pollution, it was the enemy the whole time. So, well, I mean, what else here? One of the sad things, as I mentioned before with the Showa Gamera series, is you do get these kind of extravagant, wild fight sequences. You get these clever, well, clever is a strong word. You get very imaginative monsters. And almost everything that you like about a Showa Gamera film is completely absent here. Gamera and Zigra basically stare at each other for long stretches of every fight. There's very little actual combat. Gamera is actually in the movie very briefly. It was like maybe 12 minutes in an like hour and 35-minute movie that you see Gamera, and half the time he is not doing anything. There's a sequence that lasts, I want to say, about 4 minutes, where he is sneaking up on sleeping Zigra. He's trying to steal this submarine with the kids trapped in it. And Zigra even wakes up and starts roaring. Gamera's right in front of him, and then Zigra goes back to bed. Just falls right back asleep. Gamera is also sneaking up to steal the sub from the sleeping kaiju while he is doing his crazy elephant screaming lady roar the whole time. He's not very secretive or smart at all in this movie. And who can forget that classic moment where Gamera, who has had all of 2 minutes to actually do any combat with Zigra, takes a rock and plays like the xylophone on Zigra's back dorsal spikes. It is terrible. It is terrible. It makes the flying tail kick from Megalon look plausible. It makes the weird Gojira dance from Invasion of Astro Monster look charming. Even weirder, so he plays his little tune on Zigra's back. Then he starts dancing and flailing for what feels like a good 30 seconds, and finally, like, somebody off in the corner is like, kill him, kill the kaiju, you do your job, Gamera. I'm trying here. So it's a versus film. It's not a particularly well set up versus film in that it's lacking any. I guess Zigra has some justification. He wants to take over Earth and feed off Earth's population until he's so mad that he just wants to kill everyone. So he's an enemy. Gamera shows up like he always does, as Gamera does in the Showa series. He shows up. He does very little. Again, almost every other movie he plays a bigger part in and seems to actually have a process to what he's doing. The fight sequences, they're terrible. Like I said, they mostly sit there screaming or flapping their arms at each other. The only scene that there is like some combat in like typical Showa style Gamera is he's like underwater. They've struggled a little bit. He's caught, I think, in between two rocks, and then Zigra like swims by him and I guess Zigra's wings are like blades, or maybe it's the little nose piece. Anyway, Gamera's getting cut up on the belly, and it's the only time during these underwater sequences where they do, or they take any effort to convince you they're underwater. You see the blood kind of slowly oozing out. It's the only special effect that has any sort of sophistication. The rest of the underwater sequences, it just looks like a set that's been dyed blue. Gamera doesn't move any slower. Gamera roars loud. Gamera even shoots his flamethrower breath exactly like he would on land, underwater, and there's no like effect to create the illusion that he's having to like heat the water or anything. It's bad. It's so bad. It's just so bad. So I did see this movie when I don't know, I was 9 or 10, and I think a friend had the VHS of it, and I had a VHS of Gamera versus Zigra An, which I watched and I enjoyed enough, but even when I was like 10 years old, I'm like, this isn't like the Toho films. Even at that age, I felt like condescended to having to watch two kids run around a terrible looking set for 2 hours. But I don't remember this movie. That's why I went with Gamera versus Zigra, because I wanted to tackle a film in these reviews that I didn't really know. I didn't really have any opinion one way or the other for. I wanted something very fresh, and I made the wrong decision. This film is just sad. It's sad. It is frustrating. It is bonkers. And I tried, you guys. I was stoned watching this. I wouldn't dream of going into a Showa Gamera series film sober, expecting to enjoy it. I was ready for this, and I wasn't ready for this. Kaiju fans, unless it's like it means something to you to say you have seen every Showa Gamera film, literally every other one is better. And that's saying something, because some of them are pretty terrible, but this is a crap fest on a whole nother level, and it's just sad. Anytime any fan you hear wants to complain that Terror of Mechagodzilla was not a fair send-off for Godzilla Showa period, remind them what happened to Gamera in the Showa period. Enough said. Oh no, not enough said. My favorite line of this movie, and the one I'm going to leave you with tonight, when we have our scientists, which, by the way, did you know the military and scientists have meetings in SeaWorld? Yeah, SeaWorld must have funded this entire movie. I'm not buying it, Dae. So they're all sitting there wondering, well, our jets didn't work against the alien spaceship. What do we do? And somebody out of this giant crowd of people goes, well, there are limitations to what us humans can do. And literally everyone in the crowd at the same time goes, so true, so true. Oh, that is so true. That is, yes, it's very true. Very true. I think that quote sums up this movie perfectly. There are limitations to what we can do. So true.
Somebody kill me, please!